to tell you why you probably don't need motivation in your life, which is weird. But here, I'm engaging with you in philosophy. And philosophy demands that we understand the ethics and the morals that drive us into what we become, of understanding life. So let me begin. Oh, nice. Okay, so until we get, finally. So this is why you probably need motivation in your lives. Let's first define motivation. According to Merriam-Webster, motivation is a reason or reasons for acting or behaving in a certain way. So think of it like this. If I want to finish a task, an act, I need to have a feeling, a reason, or an emotion to do it. And so I think of motivation as a false belief. Let me tell you why. It's just another word we added in a dictionary full of words. So let me continue. My definition of motivation is this: the horrendous assumption that we need this certain feeling, this certain emotion in order to finish a task or to act. Let me clarify. Let's imagine a demotivated student. By demotivated student, I mean one who lacks in emotions or willpower in order to act. So this demotivated student has an exam next week. The ideal scenario would be for him to study a few hours a day, every day, till next week. But this student is lacking the feeling to study, and so he doesn't study, he procrastinates. And we've been all in this position. And in order for him to study, he listens to songs, he searches for quotes that might help him. And we've been all in this place. What should the student do? He should resort to discipline. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why this is full of Chinese symbols. I'll tell you later. This presentation is a mix of self-harsh life lessons and also a bit of Chinese philosophy. Now, this student needs to resort to discipline, because in discipline, you put your mind first, you put your head first, you cast away all the emotions that might bring you down. And when you put your head first, you think straight, you think rationally. You might not believe me, but I'm basically telling you that you don't need motivation. And so if this student uses discipline, he will study a few hours a day, he will force himself to study a few hours a day. And so that's why he doesn't need a reason to study, because he's forcing himself, which makes motivation invalid. Now, this demotivated student I keep on mentioning is me. I'm right here. I am the most demotivated person you'll ever find, because I have learned to cast away all my emotions, all this unnecessary willpower, and put myself to discipline. So let me explain more. But let me show you something. This is Confucius. He's a Chinese philosopher. He is the one who changed all my life. In his book, The Book of Right, he says, excellence is not an act, but a habit. And so a man is what he repeatedly does or does. What Confucius is trying to say is that any character trait is within reach. Any habit you want is within reach, as long as you discipline yourself to it. If you force yourself to it, even if you hate it, if you force yourself to it, you will achieve excellency. This whole quote changed my life. The past year and a half, I suffered alone without telling anyone. Emotional depression. Couldn't sleep. I would only sleep 6 hours a week. I had suicidal thoughts, and you do not want to reach this level. And I only helped myself without reaching out to others, which is wrong. But I think that helped me the most. Let me clarify. Before on the left is an embarrassing photo of me. That was me 1 month ago. And the photo on the right is me one week ago. I made the physical analysis of the gym, and I had a 30 and a 32% fat composition. The healthy line was here. I was way here. So I was way past the healthy line. In 1 month time, through extreme discipline, through extreme training, and a small diet, I reached a 15% fat composition. And I'm very proud of that. And I want to do more. It's not enough. I didn't stop there. I got into competitions. That's me in the middle. Those are my teammates. You can't see them. I'm carrying a 50-kilo bar, and my coach, Captain Aysen, tells me, your teammates need you, and you need them. I want you to lead this practice. Let them follow you. I got 6th place that day. I didn't expect much, to be honest. I got 6 out of 12, which wasn't bad. It was my first competition. But I didn't stop there. I got into another competition. My teammates got injured, but I got 3rd place against all odds in a competition with only training 1.5 months. Against people who train months or even a year, I got 3rd place. I'm very proud of that. So think of it this way. Do I really need motivation? No, I do not, because I disciplined myself. I learned my lesson. I didn't just stop there. I created new things. I co-founded Shagrha. It's a non-profit organization that focuses on planting trees. It all started when I planted just one tree in Maadi. It's still growing till now. It's like from 6-7 months ago. And now we have planted, in Shagrha's name, 50,000 trees all over Egypt. I only planted like 200 of them. It was made of purely volunteers from all over Egypt, tree admirers, Dumyat, Alexandria, Eastern Desert, Western Desert, Sinai, St. Catherine, Aswan. You can guess for a lot of places where we planted trees in. Before I continue more, maybe some of you would be motivated from this. Maybe some of you are not, but I don't want to motivate you. I want you to teach you. It's an advice. Take it or leave it. Here are the 3 golden rules. Even if you do not agree with this presentation, you are going to need in life. Rule number 1, make peace with yourself. People call me a pessimist. I consider myself a realist. Now let me tell you something with make peace with yourself. You, whether you have a husband, sister, parents, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you will drastically stay alone for the rest of your life. Let me tell you why. Because it's true. No matter how you look at it, you'll probably spend most of your time alone. And so before you need to seek the time and love of others, you should seek the time and love of yourself. You should first love yourself. You should first enjoy the luxury of doing activities with yourself only. Enjoy being alone. I hated myself, and that was wrong. I would seek the love of others even though I hated myself. And sometimes they wouldn't accept me for that. But now I love myself. I got better. I got more determined. I got more disciplined. I get better grades. Imagine. It's all because just this one quote from Confucius that helped me. Rule number 2, avoid other people's opinions. A lot of people will tell you that. It's common. But here there's a difference. Avoid good and bad opinions. Follow your instincts, whatever it is, even if it seems crazy. Past year, I did take a lot of crazy choices. A lot of very crazy choices. If I'd go back in time and do it all over again, I'd do the same choices again. And the last rule, sleep well. Trust me, I do not need to emphasize about this. I'd only sleep 6-8 hours a week, and I'd have a high tolerance against coffee, black coffee, double coffee, whatever coffee, but I couldn't stay awake. I felt like a zombie walking. And so when I say sleep well, it's very important. You need to rest your mind, your body. It needs the rest. And you cannot do most of the things I'm saying if you really don't sleep well. And finally, I'd like to end with a thank you. Maybe some of you will discipline yourselves and cast for this motivation away. Maybe some of you won't take this advice. I don't really care. I'm just here to tell it all of you. Thank you. Want quiz?